The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, interesting things are ahead in the lightweight division as Shakur Stevenson inches closer and closer to making his debut in the weight class. There's been a numerous amount of guys who have turned down fights already with Shakur Stevenson, like Isaac Cruz, like Williams Peda, I should say. So Isaac Cruz, Williams Peda, most recently George Kambosos Jr. So he continues to go down the line of the rankings in the WBC. And the next possible opponent is the Japanese fighter, Shuichiro Yoshino. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know too much about Shuichiro Yoshino, but he's currently 16-0, 12 knockouts. He is currently the number 6th ranked contender, and he has two notable wins on his resume, which have come in his last two fights. The first one being earlier this year in April when he beat Masayuki Ito, the same Ito that Jamel Herring fought to win the title. He beat him in a technical decision, and Yushiichiro Yoshino, what a name. He also fought Masayoshi Nakatani, his last fight just last month, and he stopped him in 6 rounds. So good, solid, incredible wins for the Japanese contender. But it's the number 7 contender that makes the headlines. It's the number 7 contender that's the subject of this video, and that comes in the form of none other than Worcester, Massachusetts' very own Jamaine Ortiz. Now, Jamaine Ortiz been a good, steady fighter, been progressing very well over the last, year and a half, 2 years. Good, really good fighter. He fought Lomachenko that last fight, gave Lomachenko all he could handle. It was a close fight. He didn't get the nod. I thought he won personally, but he didn't get the nod. He did leave some things to be desired towards the back half of that fight. But it was a fight where, albeit he lost, his stock rose exponentially, and he proved that he deserves to be around that top level of the lightweight division. And I like Jamaine Ortiz because he's not much for talking. He just about that action, and those are the kind of fighters I like. Now, Jamaine Ortiz has made his intentions very clear that he pretty much said, I quote in an article, I think if there's anybody who can beat Shakur Stevenson, it's going to be me. And I remember Jamaine Ortiz saying this before he even fought Lomachenko. Shakur Stevenson's been on his radar for a little bit of time now. And Shakur Stevenson caught wind of this article, and he responded to it on Twitter saying, I quote, "This will definitely be a tough fight for anyone at 135 for sure, but he's not beating me either. He'll be very resilient, though." So a respectful, measured response from Shakur Stevenson. He's not disrespecting or downplaying Jamaine Ortiz. But listen, man, I'm just going to be honest, and I'm going to call Shakur Stevenson out. I like Shakur Stevenson, but we calling him out because I know the next guy in line, based on the guys he's offered contracts to, because he sent contracts to Cruz, Zepeda, and Kambosos, and they've all turned him down. So number 6 is Shuichiro Yoshino, who I'm not saying is a bad fighter. I haven't watched any tape on him. I've only looked at his box rec, so I'm not trying to put him down. But for me personally, there's no disrespect to the Japanese fighter, but if Jamaine Ortiz is willing to make the fight happen and he's ranked right around the same area as the Japanese fighter, make it happen. I mean, Jamaine Ortiz, I believe I don't believe he's formally signed a Top Rank. I know he's signed to the regional promoter out there in New England, Jimmy Birchfield, and CES Boxing. Been around boxing a long time. I know he's with Jimmy Birchfield. So I don't know if he's with Bob Arum formally, but they have a working relationship. So I know it won't be too hard to get him on the Top Rank platform if Shakur Stevenson wants to fight. So my thing is this. It's been made known to Shakur that Jamaine Ortiz wants to fight. He's ranked right around the same area of the guy that is next. He's coming off a big win against Lomachenko. I think a win against Jamaine Ortiz in impressive fashion would be a great statement for Shakur Stevenson, especially when you consider that Jamaine Ortiz performed so well against Lomachenko that a lot of people, myself included, think that he beat Lomachenko, or at least if I was close enough to where you could have given him the nod, He's definitely a good fighter, and for your first fight at 135, an amazing test at 135. Long, rangy, athletic, high-volume puncher, creative in his attack. He brings a lot of positive attributes to the ring. And Shakur Stevenson would have to really show his class on the night to beat a guy like Jamaine Ortiz. He's like Shakur said it himself, he's going to be very resilient. So my thing is this. Shakur Stevenson saying that everyone's ducking him and nobody wants to fight him, and this guy doesn't want to fight him, and this guy don't want smoke, and that guy don't want smoke, and I'm the boogeyman, and this, that, and the third. Listen, Shakur Stevenson's a great fighter. I've been on the Shakur Stevenson bandwagon since before there was even a Shakur Stevenson bandwagon to jump on in boxing. I've been supporting Shakur Stevenson for almost 7 years now, going back to before he even fought in the Olympics. But you know, he's someone that strikes me as a fighter that wants to prove that he's the best. And like I said, man, it's no disrespect to the Japanese contender. I'm not against him getting his shot. If he gets his shot, we'll have to deal with the consequences and deal with the fight as it comes. And best of luck to Shuichiro Yoshino if the fight does happen. But if you're giving me the option of which fight I'd rather see and which fight Shakur should look at, he should fight number 7 instead of number 6, which would be Jamaine Ortiz. Just because it makes a lot of sense due to the fact that Jamaine Ortiz has fought on the top-ranked platform against Lomachenko, against Jamel Herring. He's been there before. It's not a hard fight to make. Jamaine Ortiz has shown himself to be a guy that will take the challenge. He wants a challenge. He thinks he can beat you. So if a guy, listen, Shakur Stevenson's a hyper-competitive guy, and if he wasn't, he wouldn't be where he's at in his life and in boxing today. He should take that as an insult that a guy like him who lost to your sparring partner, Lomachenko, could beat you. He should be taking that personal. So I fully expect sometime in the coming days and weeks for us to hear about Shakur Stevenson sending Jamaine Ortiz a contract, because I'm going to say it like this. If he doesn't send Jamaine Ortiz a contract and we don't hear anything about him trying to make that fight happen, then I'm going to have some things to say about that, because the reality is it's a fight that makes sense politically, with the networks, in the division. He wants to fight you. And you can't, like, this is my issue that I have with a lot of fighters. You can't say that nobody wants to fight you. Then when you get a guy who wants to fight you, you're not quick to send that guy a contract when it makes sense, when the guy is actually within position to fight you. Like, if that guy wants to fight you, you should be sending every contract in the world to that dude. So we've heard Edwin De Los Santos call out Shakur. He's saying Edwin De Los Santos don't want to fight him, this, that, and the third. So okay, he don't want to fight you, but Jamaine Ortiz doesn't want to fight you. So make it happen. And he's higher ranked than Edwin De Los Santos, so make it happen. It'd be a good fight. If it gets made, I'll break it down more stylistically. But that's the news, man. Jamaine Ortiz wants to smoke with Shakur Stevenson. The question is, does Shakur Stevenson, will he keep that same energy for the guys that he say ducked him and send Jamaine Ortiz a contract? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.